I think freelancer does not mean to be alone, right?
Let me see. In one side, you are going to be alone because, and this is a solo race, you know, and it happens to all business owners, you know, it's a solo race for a while. But the thing is that you can invite people to join your journey, you know, with you.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, welcome to episode 4 already of the Tec-One Stories. Again, we have here in the podcast a very interesting story of a freelancer or solopreneur, or I don't know how Laura describes herself. She will tell us in a minute. So I'm really excited that Laura Bolaños is here in our Tec-One Stories podcast, and she's also traveling and moving a lot. She comes from Latin America, lives in Spain now. I don't know where you also lived already. You will tell us also in a minute. And yeah, welcome, and please tell us your story as a freelancer. What are you doing? How do you earn money? But not only how do you earn money, what is your vision and your mission to change the world?
All right. Well, thank you, Werner, for having me here today. And thank you to everybody in the audience, you know, who are listeners. Um, well, a little bit about myself. Well, I'm from Costa Rica.
Yeah.
I have been living in Spain for around 12 years now.
Oh wow, 12 years already.
Yes, I moved here because of my MBA.
Yeah.
I wanted to do an MBA, so I moved here because I received a grant, you know, a scholarship. Actually, it's not a grant, and a scholarship. And yeah, and then I started, you know, working, and then do some more studies, and yeah, that's long story short. That's it. You know, it's like I moved here, and then I'm here because of love. I fall in love, and well, love makes you do some crazy stuff. So
What do
now
you
I'm
mean with
here.
crazy? Living in Spain is crazy.
Well, yeah, kind of, because right now it's hitting to winter time, and winter
True,
is really heavy on my Latin blood,
true.
you know. So yeah, and then I'm from Costa Rica. It's a paradise there, you know. I love it. It's an amazing country. It's full of tech, full of nice people. Um, and well, yeah, and I'm here, you know, with a lot of nice people as well. Don't misunderstand me that. Um, but yeah, winter is heavy on me.
No, I know what you mean. I mean, I did the opposite direction, but I'm not living for 12 years now in Latin America, only 1 year and nearly 2 years already. So yeah, it's going 2 years soon. But so I know here what you mean. And I mean, winter is even more heavy in Austria, where I come from. So we have a lot of snow there. And yeah, I know what you mean. But coming back to your story as a freelancer, making your MBA, you said you worked, you learned, you worked, you learned. But you always worked as a freelancer, or well, what was the beginning of your work?
No, no. I have been, you know, I try to climb up the corporate ladder until
Mm-hmm.
I find out that I didn't want that. Um, I was working in a really big company, technology company.
Mm-hmm.
By I was like, I don't know, like 27 maybe or something like that. And I was thriving, you know, I was getting these jobs, you know, managing, you know, and everything, you know, I was a little boss already and everything, you know, and money was fine and everything fine. But the thing is that I was overworked all the time, tired all the time, got a lot of
Mm-hmm.
money in the bank, but with no
Mm-hmm.
time to spend it. So I took a break for doing my master's, and then I find out that I could live from selling this stuff that I already know. selling my knowledge and selling my way to do stuff. And well, then I start doing some freelancing stuff. Taking freelancer's job. I remember my first freelance job was in a marketplace. I put myself in a marketplace, something similar to Upwork or something like that. The marketplace doesn't exist anymore, and what I did was I wrote a letter for a for a lady that she needs a letter for her customers, like for, I don't even remember well, but I think it was like for Christmas season or something like that. And it was a letter because she was going to send that in the mail. It was not even an email marketing campaign or something like that. It was a letter, and and that's it, but I have always had this desire, to run businesses. My family run businesses.
Okay. So it's in your
So
genes. You have it in the family. You want to
yes,
make business. And but
yes.
why didn't you start yourself? Why did you start in a company first in this industry and not start yourself when your family
Oh,
did it already?
I don't know, because it was like the hot topic at that time. Everyone was,
Mhm.
Costa Rica get in the 90s. Costa Rica got a
Yeah.
lot of
Mhm.
international companies. A lot of investment from states.
Okay. Yeah.
From the United States. So there was like these huge companies. Dell, Fujitsu, HP, Hewlett Packard, Intel, all those, the big companies were there, and it was like good money, and
Yeah.
you get, the only thing that you need was like being a good being a good employee for like being a good employee. You don't need that much. Less like you need to your English, your English skills,
Yeah.
and also
Yeah.
a little bit of tech skills. It was
Yeah.
like how to use a computer, and then they were doing the rest. They will do all the training and everything for you.
Yeah.
In one hand that was good, in the other hand that was not good, because a lot of the people that I know that they are still there,
Yeah.
they're still in that cycle, because it's like a cycle. You move from one company to the other,
Yeah.
that they never finish, their studies, or they don't know anything else. They don't know how to do stuff. They don't know how to run a business, or how to
Yeah.
create wealth from themselves. And 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 it's kind of a shame, because these are really high intelligent people there,
Yeah.
but they're trapped. I don't
Yeah,
I don't
it's like a
I
hamster
mean,
wheel, isn't it?
I,
I mean, it's like a hamster wheel. You always run, 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 and you change and the company, but still you run in the same hamster wheel. And
exactly.
you also were running in this hamster wheel, and suddenly you were tired and also ill to some extent, right? So and then how did you realize, how did you jump out of this hamster wheel? So what was the main issue, or the main maybe situation where you realized I
Yeah,
have to go out and I have to start new?
I get almost a stroke.
Oh,
Um,
wow,
so
in
my body
early
disconnected.
ages. Oh, wow.
Yeah, my body disconnected because of stress.
Yeah,
Uh, so that was like a really heavy wake up call,
yeah,
and yes, just
yeah.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, this is the story we had already in this podcast. It is not a matter of age; it's a matter of situations, and it can happen to everybody. I mean, we had Tan who had this in very early age. You had it in early age, so this can happen to everybody, and this is the reason why I tell freelancers start as a real freelancer in terms also of the term free, right? Because a lot of freelancers have the same hamster wheel. They work for big
yeah,
companies, they do their jobs like employees, call themselves freelancers, but are not free. And I think as a
yeah.
freelancer, you have to become free, right? Do you also see
Yes,
that?
there is. Yeah, yeah. No, there is a super huge difference and gap between self-employed and freelance. it's not the same. It's not the
True.
same.
Yeah.
You
What
know?
is the difference? What do you think?
I think that in the self-employed side, you get a job doing something for someone else, you know, but you don't have a plan, you don't have a package of services. You are always changing the service that you are providing. You change the way of doing because of one client. You know, it's like you cannot standardize. And if you are not able to standardize something, you know, you can do personalization as well, right? Don't get me wrong with this. But you need to do something standardized at a certain point so you can scale up. Because if you are not able to do this, so it's like every time you have to start from scratch all over again, you know?
Yeah.
So you don't have a process. Then if you are a freelancer, you have that already taken care of. You know, you have one mission, one vision, you have your value proposition, and also you have at least one or two services to offer, you know, that it will be like, this is the thing that I'm offering you. If you want me to do something else, then I will charge you extra for that. You know, and that's
and
it.
then you become really free, right? So it's a matter of doing that, having a strategy to become free, and not just doing it independent of a big company, right?
Oh yeah, of course, yes. It's like once you have your process, and then you can go ahead and scale it up. You can have it in certain levels as well. For example, if you decide to do it everything solo, you know, as a solopreneur, so you need to have a lot of systems and automations in place, you know, so you can run your business by your own. Then also you can do freelancer. You can be a freelancer with a team behind you, you know, to help you out with certain tasks.
With contractors,
you know?
Yeah, of
exactly.
course.
You can do that as well. So the thing is that I think that everything, or the key, is systems and systems, and be yourself. Be yourself, you know, every time.
Systems and
you know,
be yourself.
don't change because of one client want you to change.
Yeah. That I have seen that very often. There is one client, maybe an important client, and he's asking something, and then you change everything, and nobody else likes it, only that client. And then you're dependent to one client. And I see so many freelancers that are dependent to one client, and then the client crashes, going bankrupt, whatever, doesn't like anymore. And then everything is gone because there's a dependency between one client and the freelancer. Have you also seen that?
Yes, and suffer from it as well.
You had it also yourself. Tell us the story.
At the beginning of the, you know, I have made a lot of mistakes, and one of my mistakes was that, you know, I was relying in two clients at the beginning, big ones, that allow me to have, you know, my way of living, and also, you know, have time and everything. It was good, but when they were out of business, because things happen, you know, I went out of business as well, because I didn't have a system in place to have more clients coming into my pipeline, you know. So I was relying on those people, and then everything went downhill.
What I liked very much is that you said you need packages, and I think if you compare this with a store or a small a shop or a tienda, as we say in Spanish, or as you say in Spanish, you also have different options, right? I mean, there are very small shops and they're very specialized. You have not a lot, maybe, and this is maybe also good for a freelancer, but you need to have some offers, some packages, because if you only have one thing, it's a very small store, and actually it's boring, right? And I like it to have these packages. It's maybe one topic where you're good at, and you focus. I think focus is very important for freelancers, but at the same time, to have a package. Do you have a strategy for this? How you can be focused and at the same time have a package? I mean, you're a business developer, so maybe you have an idea for the listeners of the podcast.
Well, I think that one of the things that you can do is like center your business in something that you know how to do, you know? And then, as you already know how to do that, let's say designer, you're a designer, right? So if you're a designer, you already know what to do, how to do it, how do you like to do it, and whatever, so you can start developing different packages. You get a basic that is like, I will design your personal branding, and it will include your font, your typography, it will include the color palette, it will include your logo, and it would include, I don't know, the your logo, and that's it. That's the basic. Then for the advanced, it will include everything, from the previous one, and also I will do your website, and then for the premium one, I will do everything from the previous, and plus I'm going to throw away some designings for your social media, and then on top of that, I'm going to meet with you 2 times a month to come up with new ideas for the designer of the social media plans or something like that. As you already know that how to do the designing, and then you can extrapolate that and give some work. If you already have a lot of clients coming in, you can give away some work for contractors, to contractors, then just supervise that work, and then give it to your client. So you are going to become like a bridge between contractors and your client, and the bridge means quality. You are going to assure the quality of the work of this other person. So then you're taking responsibility, of course, about that.
I mean, that sounds so clear and so obvious for everybody, actually, but I think the main point is how to start, right? So you don't have any package, you want to start, maybe you wrote a letter in the beginning, and then how to set up the packages. And I think a good idea could be coaching, right? But still, if you have zero budget, how can you start coaching? So, I mean, you had a budget already because you had a good job before, so it's easier to start a freelancing job if you had already a good job before, right? But how do you start with zero? Do you have ideas for this?
Well, the only answer to that is research.
True.
Just find out the thing that you want to do, then make sure that you know how to do that thing, and then research about who else are doing that, and then become obsessed with research for a while, right? Know everyone that is doing that. Subscribe yourself to all their newsletters and social media, and follow them, everything, so you can see what are they doing and what you can do different from them.
And I think you need also a community and sparing partners where you can talk through things, right? So you have your own ideas, you do your own research, but it's always good if you have 2 or 3 people where you can talk about ideas, to brainstorming together. I think to do it completely alone is really lonely. I think freelancer does not mean to be alone, right?
Let me see. In one side, you are going to be alone because, and this is a solo race, and it happens to all business owners. It's a solo race for a while. But the thing is that you can invite people to join your journey, with you.
Yes.
And yeah, one really good advice is that actually find your crew, find someone, your tribe, find a group of people where you can, where you can go ahead and talk without any expectations. It's like just being honest, and maybe they're going to provide solutions, or maybe they're just going to listen to you. And that's fine. Sometimes we don't need solutions. We just need someone to hear us out, and meanwhile we are saying the thing that we meant to say, we actually discover some lacks of information, maybe, or we discovered that it's a really good offer, or we discovered that we are overworking that, or we are overthinking that as well. So it's like, yeah, try it. Go ahead and try. Go, find your tribe. Also, your community, or you can build your own community, or you can join a community that is already there.
Yes.
So
Yes.
just
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Laura. This was a lot of good advices. We learned a lot. You have a lot of experience and you're also always learning. I mean, you said it in the beginning, you're learning, working, learning, working. I think you still do that. And it's a lot of good advice. Can you maybe say for the end something about working as a digital nomad, working abroad, working online? So what is the best place or what do you think? Where should you live and work? What is your advice as a digital nomad or for digital nomads?
all right.
Where should you live and work, and how can you do the best out of working online?
All right. Well, you should live and work. You should live in whatever place you want to live. you know. Then for working, being a digital nomad is hard. It's super hard. It's hard work because it's not only hard on your psyche because you are away from everything that is familiar to you. So it might be your family, your friends, your environment.
Yes.
But also it's super exciting, you get to new places, new people, new cultures, new food, and that's the perks of it. Something that people also usually forget is that you need to be really aware of the immigration status that you will have. It's like it's not that easy. You don't most of the time you don't get the opportunity to just pack everything and leave to start a new life in another country. You need to follow a couple of rules, for that country.
Nearly everywhere. Yeah.
Exactly. So make sure of that. And also, if you are going to work, be sure as well that you have for example, digital nomads visa. Is something that is something that is being out lately in a lot of countries. So, for example, I know that Spain has it, Costa Rica has it, Portugal has it as well.
Oh, wow.
So
great.
There is a lot of countries where you can go ahead and find visas for digital nomads, and then if you comply with all the checks, with all the elements, so go ahead and ask for that, because you can get in trouble if you don't that. You can get in trouble with the country that you are staying in, because so
yeah.
and for
Very
example, if you
interesting. Yeah.
yeah, and then if you want to get a test on how you will behave on that situation, as a digital nomad, just do run tests in your own country, in your own environment. But like a just run a test, go ahead and pack everything, pack your stuff for a week or two and move to another province or another, a different part of the country, a place that usually you go for vacation, for example, or a place that you usually go just, you know, just to experiment, that's going to allow you to experiment the hurdles and also the highs and lows of doing your job as a digital nomad.
Yeah, that's so true. You should not start your digital experience or your digital business abroad. You should really start it at your own place and then move and take your digital business with you. That's, I think, really one of the most important advices. I also experienced that. I had already my digital business and then we moved to Latin America. And I think this is one of the main advices. If you move and then build your own company abroad, I think these are two main changes at the same time, which is normally too much. Yeah. And yeah, that's really a very good advice. I mean, life is still surprising and tough, and you have a lot of surprises. I mean, that's normal as an entrepreneur. Everybody experiences that, but yeah, it was really good learning from you. And yeah, you're working as a coach or supporter for business development, as a marketing advisor. People who want to know more about you, go to your LinkedIn profile. You have also your webpage, everything. and they can, I think if you Google Laura Bolaños, you will find her. And yeah, I really suggest you to meet Laura and learn from her. And yeah, it was already more than 15 minutes, but not so much more. And this is what I always suggest. Take 15 to 20 minutes and learn from others. Go to coaching, go to learning, go to community meetings, and learn from each other. Thank you, Laura, for inspiring us.
Thank you, Werner, and have a good evening, everybody, or morning, or night.
Whatever you are. Digital nomads live all over the world, so
Yes.
wherever you are. So
amazing.
And I hope you subscribe and join for the next episode. So please subscribe. Subscribe like this. Huh? I'm a beginner for YouTube, but please subscribe in the subscribe button and come back for the next episode and meet us. And I hope you enjoyed it. See you soon.